Hi, buddy. My old dog Kaiser. In 2 months and 2 weeks, he'll be 16. And the old boy's in good shape, except he's got degenerative backbone tissue, a condition called myelopathy. And you see, as I'm filming him, he's on his feet, but he doesn't walk too well. That's a dog with advanced myelopathy. As the tissue around his spine deteriorates just from him being old, it will go from a healthy color down to a gray-white color, start to get holes in it, in the tissue, the meat tissue around the spine. The nerves that control his feet and his legs are in the outer part of that meat, and when it deteriorates, those nerves start to break. The more it deteriorates, the more holes the tissue gets in it, the more nerves break, the lamer he gets. Eventually, the book describes the end as being legs that hang like cooked spaghetti. They almost bend like cooked spaghetti. There the old boy is. And he needs help getting up every time he gets up. He's now developed 2 tumors on his leg, down low, halfway, and another one beside his tail. And the old boy's just too old to operate on. He'd never survive the anesthesia. And plus the recovery time. I could put him down. I could have put this dog down in the spring. It's now October. Because he's so healthy, I think his condition is slower. It's said to take 6 months to a year from the time you notice him starting to limp and starting to be a little off balance till he gets no use of his legs at all. He's been over a year, more than a year ago, 2 summers ago, I noticed that he's getting unsteady, and it's why I had to put his father down. So I've been through this once before. His father went a little quicker. About 10 months he was done. And since the disease has no pain, his father, we worked and worked. I kept him for a month where we'd carry him out in the yard, prop him up like on a tripod, prop him up on his 4 feet, and he could pee, have to hold him up to poop. And with his father, we had blood tests in which there's no test for this. It's just deteriorating muscle. And so I tested his father to see if I could figure out what the heck's wrong with the dog, is when I learned about myelopathy. And the only real reason I did is because the vet I was seeing had a dog that had the same condition. The vet didn't know what it was, so he worked and worked at it till he found out what it is. Not a lot known about it. There's no test. Within the father, I blood tested him, and he came back a little high in the area of Lyme disease. So for the dog's last month that we had him, I bombed him with mega doses of antibiotics, just hoping that maybe they'd cure up Lyme disease, and that's what was wrong with him, because the end of Lyme disease looks the same way, just no use of their legs. And the book says his legs will dangle like cooked spaghetti. And I know their dad, that's what happened to him. And so I carried him for a month. It got into winter time. It was just got to be too much. And it's really sad because the dog's in great shape. His fur, I've never seen his coat look nicer. But as you see, and in addition to his myelopathy, I believe this back hip is starting to go bad too. So just old age catching up, how Kaiser. And they have no pain. But with Kaiser, I wonder how much discomfort he's in from having to try so hard. And not long from now, I'm going to have to put him down. But with a little help, he gets up, and he stays on his feet. has a few accidents in the house because he needs help getting up, but he's real good at letting us know he needs out. Eventually, I gotta go, but I don't know. I thought I would have to put him down last spring and then during the summer, and I've given up on trying to call it. When he can't walk no more, well, that'll be his end. And the way he's going, he's in good shape. The conditions working slow in him. So Christmas Day, you turn 16, huh? And this is mid-October. So we're not going to push for any certain date or anything, keep him around any longer. When he can't walk, I'll put him down. When he looks like he's struggling hard and he's exhausted himself, well, that's going to have to be the end. But for the time being, he's a good old dog. I lay on the floor with him. He's still as playful as a puppy. Smacks at me like a cat, bites at my hands. He likes playing. Out of all the pups, he's firstborn, and for some reason, he outlived 13 others. It's just him and his little sister Molly. That's the last two I have. They both happen to be that same pattern of brown, whereas my other dogs were dark brown, and then I had dogs that were black and white, all brothers and sisters. And there's little Miss Molly. She's starting to get some lumps. She's getting a little thin. She's 14. Be 15 in May. That's my two old dogs. There's still another trip to the mountains, ain't there, buddy? Yeah. He got to scamper a little bit, but he makes it up and down the mountain road just quite fine. He's a happy dog. So we'll keep him for a while.